on the next slide, I also recommend connecting your blog so that your feed is pushed out to Twitter. Now, there is some controversy about this. Not everybody believes in doing this, but I do, because I want more people to see my blogs, my blog posts. And I've never had a complaint. Maybe people unsubscribe, I don't know, or unfollow, getting my lingo mixed up on my social networking sites. But my belief is that if you're writing 2 or 3 blog posts a week, you're not going to be inundating your Twitter followers with new blog posts. If you were writing 10 a day, then I would say this is probably not a good tactic. But 2 or 3 times a week, I think it's cool. So I use a site called Twitter Feed. It's also free. You set up your blog feed. You can customize it so that it gets pulled, however, at whatever time of day you want it to get pulled. You can put a little preface, new blog post or something like that. If you want to put that before what shows up in your Twitter stream, you can make it so it's just the blog post title and then the link to the blog post. You can make it the blog post title and like a little snippet of the actual content before the link. So there's ways to customize it too. So I recommend doing that.
Yeah, for folks that watch the blogs.com Twitter feed, I'm the product manager for blogs.com. We have our feeds hooked up to Twitter feed, so that way whenever we push out, the update about whatever is hot in the news, the Sotomayor hearing or our latest top 10 list on vegan cooking, we have it hooked up to the Twitter feed, so that way the blogs.com editors can just hit publish in the blog platform, and it shoots out the post, and then Twitter feed picks it up and broadcasts it to all of those people. And I just do want to reiterate that all of these tactics that Denise is showing off are completely available in typepad. And for the Facebook one, there's a video demo on everything typepad on how to do this.
Oh, good. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I think, there are hundreds of tactics for driving traffic. And, of course, again, that's the subject of a whole other program, which I have done in the past. And if you want, you can get that at qualityblogtraffic.com. That's a whole program just on driving traffic. But at the very minimum, I want you to make sure, this is what I want you to do when you get off this call, is I want to you to make sure that you have all of your social networking profiles pulling your blog feed so that you can maximize your exposure, because everybody hangs out on different sites. And so you want to make sure to capture that audience and make sure that you're pulling them back to your blog site.
Great.
Okay, so that takes care of content, time, and traffic. So the next tactic I call listen. And if you want to go to the next slide, I mentioned Google Alerts. I'm sure many people know about Google Alerts, but I do come across people every day who don't know about Google Alerts. So that's why I bring it up. Google Alerts is listening. Let me go back a minute. Listening is about paying attention to what's going on the web. What are people saying about you? What are they saying about the topics that you're interested in? What are they saying about your niche, your field of expertise? What are your competitors doing? Those are the things that I'm talking about when it comes to listen, because this is there's a couple reasons why this is important. One, you ought to know what people are saying about you, and two, it's an enormous opportunity to find fodder for the content of your blog. So it's real important. So Google Alerts, you can set up search terms and have them delivered to you once a day, once a week as a digest, that sort of thing. At the minimum, I would say that you need to have search terms on your name, and you want to put quotation marks around your name so that if I just put Denise Wakeman with no quotation marks, I would get every single mention across the web that had just Denise in it. And I don't care about every other
Richard's news, do you?
I don't really care about all those other Denises. I just want to know about me. But it's interesting because every single day I get alerts with my name in it. So that means that people are picking up my content, they're writing about me, it's being picked up from Twitter, and it also helps me monitor that my stuff is being indexed by Google. And it's a very quick thing. So I have dozens of Google alerts on, like business blogging, social networking, typepad. I have one on typepad. That's why I put it up there, because I want to know what people are talking about on typepad. And now this can sound very overwhelming, but I can assure you, you get really fast at scanning to see if there's anything relevant or worthwhile to follow up on. Many times I just delete because I just see a lot of junk. But every once in a while something jumps out and I can see that somebody's written a blog post about me, and I can go and comment and thank them for writing about me as long as it was nice, or state my position if it wasn't nice. So it's real important to know what people are talking about. The other thing is on the next slide, you can also monitor what's being said about you on Twitter or on any blog, or any keywords. So Tweet Beep is like Google Alerts but for Twitter. And again, this doesn't maybe relate specifically to your blog, but it's a way to have your ear to the ground to find out what people are talking about. And again, this comes back to content, because you want to be following people on Twitter who are writing about the things that you are interested in. You want to follow people who have questions and complaints about problems that you can solve. And when you can follow a trend of issues that relate to how you serve people, then right then and there, you know what your content can be. It can really help you develop ideas for content, and then you can be following these people and saying, hey, I addressed this question on my blog. Here's the link. I hope it helps you. So it's a very integrated strategy. The next slide, Tweet Later. This also does the same thing that Tweet Beep does. I mean, it's much more comprehensive, but they have an aspect, an element in Tweet Later for keyword alerts also. So you can use one or both, Tweet Beep or Tweet Later. I stopped using Tweet Beep because I was just too much. I just focused everything on using Tweet Later because I use it for other things too, like queuing up tweets, but this isn't a Twitter call. So
yeah, we use Tweet Later a lot here at 6 Apart because we've got so many different departments that want to broadcast out on our Twitter account. So we'll queue things up to go, every hour, every 2 hours, so it's not just this big clump every Monday morning of all this stuff being pushed out.
Exactly. You can manage the times that things go out on Tweet Later. So the other ways that you can listen to what's going on and find out what your customers want, what your readers want, what your clients want, is again going back to the content element, is using polls and surveys. It's a way to listen, to find out what people need and want from you. It's a way to help gauge what you should be writing about and what you should be offering to your readers. So, and it also ties in with time management. All these things sort of flow together. So you want to use these tools, to find out constantly and fast what's being said about you on the web. You want to use your keywords, comments, tweets, ask your readers what they want. So the action I want you to take here is I want you to go to, if you haven't done this already, I want you to go to google.com/alerts, and I want you to set up at the minimum alerts for your name, your company name, your blog name, and the keywords for your niche. And then I want you to go to tweetbeep.com or tweetlater.com and set up those same keywords that people are tweeting, and then start paying attention so that you can follow up with that content.